Hey everyone, David here, just getting back from the BrickFair LEGO Fan Expo in Virginia, which is where we shot today's episode. I vastly underestimated just how loud a convention center or expo hall can be, so some of the sound in this episode is not as robust as I might otherwise like. Normally I would take that opportunity to reshoot stuff or something like that, but in this case we had too many special guests. Joining me on this episode is production manager here at Pagano, Valerie, as well as comics artist and adult LEGO fan Kevin Hinkle. And finally, we had professional actor and star of Galidor, Defenders of the Outer Dimension, Matthew Ewald. He didn't animate with us, but he did offer his insight and perspective on our attempts to bring the characters from his TV show to life, because that's what we're animating today, LEGO Galidor. And with all of that said, on with the show.
How about we animate that?
Hi, and welcome to How About We Animate That, the series where we do our best to animate anything and everything using stop motion animation. We're here on location at BrickFair, Virginia. I'm here with Kevin Hinkle and this other person. We're gonna animate some LEGO Galidor.
Yeah, so how about we animate that?
So I'm going to start with Nick Bluetooth. I've blue-tacked, no pun intended, his feet to the ground because these do not necessarily clutch well, I'd say.
You know, I can say that I've never tried to attach them to a baseball.
I mean, I knew they had tubes, I guess we could call them, on the bottom. So what am I going to have this guy do? Maybe I'll have him do an arm wave that changes his arm to something else? Okay.
Yeah.
So I've set the frame rate to, you know what, I'm actually make this frame rate lower because the joints are all, clicky. Alright, let's see. So I'm gonna make this 8 frames per second. The only joints that aren't the click joints seem like the feet, which is odd because you think those would be the ones with the most stability. They hadn't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to just give his, I guess the wrists are also loose in terms of the joints. So I'm going to do this to kind of anticipate his arm wave.
I kind of envision a magician.
It's done.
It's all of a sudden it's like a bouquet.
Yeah. I'm not sure where to switch from this arm to the new arm. In the middle of a big move makes the most sense.
Right. Going for a Euripides hand.
We'll take that on. Oh, you're doing the whole arm.
Oh.
I wonder. Maybe I'll do a shoulder first, and then I'll do the full arm.
Okay.
I really wish I could do very nuanced settles with these.
Yeah. You only have the wrist.
Yeah.
And then the elbow and the shoulder.
Yeah, it's not bad. So should that be the end of it? Should I finish it out with some sort of other move?
What about the other arm?
All right. Because these are so limited, and because I'm on 8 frames per second, I'm just doing the biggest, most grandiose moves to end with the Muppet eye focus.
So, all right, what I'm picturing in my head is Gorm is here, and he's the baddie.
Sure.
The bad guy.
Yep.
So he's gonna use this super oversized hand. Reference. Super oversized hand and create some kind of energy or a weapon or something, and then fire it.
Does that happen in the show? Does he have a giant hand?
He's got really weird powers. He's like this Big Brother figure in the outer dimension.
Big Brother, Big Brother's watching? That kind of thing?
His faces are on giant screens and stuff, and he's also kind of seen by some as a savior.
Interesting. Who is this show for?
I don't know. It's for us.
Okay.
It's for us.
Sorry, so what's the hand doing?
It needs to generate a thing.
Right.
I don't know.
What's the thing we can generate? Some Lego bricks?
That's important.
Yep.
Generate
sparks.
You would think it'd be a very ominous power of size.
I mean, the nice thing even though we're at a lower frame rate, the nice thing is that you can get away with like this big kind of like theatrical moves, and it doesn't look poppy because everything looks poppy. Like it just sort of fits. I think that works well with the joints also. I feel like if you just moved him to one more pose and then just took a couple of frames, like that could be the end. Yeah.
He had a little bounce.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied.
Should we do one more? Try to do the kung fu kick.
I want to do that one. You got to do the blue guy too.
So I have taken over behind the camera because Valerie has requested to also be in this episode and animate Allegra.
Allegra, yep.
Didn't technically request to be in the episode.
This will be dubbed over with happy music. I am little guys.
She can't bend at the waist. I feel like bending at the waist is important when doing a kick, but all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so bad.
See, look, even the marketing photo has her in action kick.
I got some good eye contact. I would like do like an explosion in the background.
So this really is Power Rangers.
She's got a whole other thing that she's about to do.
Like a new move?
You'll see. Do I always have to explain myself?
I mean, that's kind of the point of this show.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
Well, I have not seen it. I didn't want to spoil it.
Sure.
I want her to do this.
Oh, nice.
And
The hair.
her hair toss, yeah.
Nice. That's actually really good.
You did.
I did 12 frames
frames?
a second, yeah. I was animating too slowly at 8.
You very nicely pointed out that this guy's got some neat eyeball action. So I'm gonna try to do a double take where like he looks at camera like squinting and looks back and it's like wide-eyed.
I guess when you're animating at a lower frame rate, there's a lot more stillness.
Well, when I'm doing a lower frame rate, I try to emphasize poses over actions. So it's more about, like having this still for a bit in between, or having a hold, I suppose, in between each big move. So now I'm moving into like the big move of surprise. I'm having him come back forward, and the arms are kind of dragging behind.
It's so crazy because you think the stuff is limited, right? Like, I mean, this is probably a great example. But then you get super, super creative people, and you get a lot of this stuff, and you can make like incredible things.
Yeah, and I would say at this point that animation is complete. So let's go take a look at this stuff. All right, so we're going to take a look at the animation we just did. The first thing we animated, or that I animated, I suppose, is the Nick Bluetooth figure. So at Kevin's suggestion, I had him glitch some new arms. I tried to mix it up so that the first arm kind of has to shake into the effect, and then the second one is just like a slap.
You know what's funny is that we did that. Oh, is that true? Earlier in the series, where it was first trying to learn, it was like, come on, and then it shook it, and then later on, I was just totally like,
Oh, that's
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
Did you also make the observation that we did that Euripides' hands is kind of like the spicy meatball?
Yeah, he's like he's doing this the whole time. Yeah.
Yes, it's very Godfather.
Okay. Confirmed. It's canon now.
It's now canon.
So the next thing, Kevin, you animated Gorm. Is there anything you want to say about it in your own defense?
My own defense. So, I really kind of wanted to animate Allegra, but I was intimidated. And so I'm really happy that we, tackled that later. But so Gorm stuck out as kind of my second choice to go with. And that huge claw, I had to do something with it.
Oh yeah,
It's a monster.
the claw is great. I love the way that it almost like he almost pulls the minifigure out of like subspace, and then it's just like caught it.
So in my head, when we were talking about this, I kind of wanted him to maybe create an energy of some kind, or like a pulse or something, but we had nothing.
Yeah.
So we had a minifigure sitting next to us who said, that is what he shall pull.
You know what's amazing? How much emotion you can get from stop motion. Absolutely. Like the whole, like he bulks. Like there's this moment of like, like, did you like that? I want to be a voice.
Next up, Valerie, behind the camera, animated Allegra.
The best of the bunch. I would dare to say.
Wait, I will actually pop in. Kevin, switch out. Okay.
Small bump.
I gotta say, first of all, her body does not move like a person because I think she couldn't bend in a lot of ways, including one arm was locked in one position and the other arm was locked in the other position. But ultimately, what I wanted to do was the hair flip, and the kick was just an excuse for her to then flip her hair.
Right. She needed to do something to then be like,
I'm
did it.
so great at this.
No, that's just how she does her hair.
Oh, is that true?
It's not really a kick. It's just. She has to,
Oh, it's the first
that's
stage
what I
of
took
hair.
away from
All
it.
right. You're totally right.
But no,
it was not a kick.
legitimate. I think that's amazing. Like how it just swings. That's just amazing to me. Like it's. I don't know.
So there you go, straight from Nick Bluetooth himself.
I hate
Thank
it.
you. I mean,
Give me my money, I'm
if
leaving.
it can be detached and swished, then it is animated.
Okay.
So I was concerned when we started this episode because so many of the joints in these figures they like sort of lock into place. So we were kind of just trying to find anything at all where it was like a smoother like ball joint. So actually like the hair is a great example of that. The feet on a lot of the characters, you can do some really subtle things like this. So all of that was helpful in trying to sort of offset the more clunky like click joints.
Also, they don't really lock into the base plate super well, so we were blue tacking them down, but then sometimes that meant falling forward, which I did get a shot of her falling, and I'm like working with it.
Yeah. So the last animation that I did was of Nepol. But so this, Valerie pointed out that the character has this sort of articulation in the back that makes the eyes change from like his sport goggles. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So I used it as an opportunity to just have him react in sort of like a double take kind of way.
Yeah, it gets me. Is it's so fluid.
Oh, thanks, man.
Like you don't.
Years of practice.
You don't see a break. You don't see a cut. Like it looks like the eyes legitimately.
And that's a trick I use often. Because a lot of times with Lego parts, not just Galidor, any Lego thing, there's situations where you need to like switch to a different expression head, or you need to do something where there's like an abrupt change, and hiding that in the middle of a movement is always I have to demonstrate. In case you don't know what a movement is, it's kind of like this.
Well, we did that in the first one with the Glinch.
With the Glinching, exactly right.
The big, the broad movement is when you switch the pieces out and then finish the action.
So those were the Lego Galidor figures. Special thanks to my guests, Matthew Ewald and Kevin Hinkle, and of course Valerie behind the camera. If there's something you would like to see us animate, you can leave a comment on this video or hit us up at Paganimation.com or our Patreon page at patreon.com/Paganimation. And we're gonna go check out the rest of this BrickFair event, but we'll see you next time for another How About We Animate That?